You had mentioned earlier the Moors or the MSTA earlier.
What about the Moors?
And as far as movements in the black community, in my opinion, outside the nation, that's one of the larger ones as well, where you hear more about Moor Science Temple of America as opposed to Hebrew Israelites, or at least I have. From what you know, what are the differences between the two? And if the two ever decide to join, what would be the potential benefits of that?
What are the differences between the MSTA and the Nation of Islam? Both, I believe, are for black people.
Okay.
That's not a difference, but it's their approach towards uplifting black people.
Right.
The MSTA, from my understanding, and I can wrong because I'm not a member of the MSTA, just from people I know who are in the organization and what I've read, is about taking a legal approach, legal in the sense of man-made, international, and national law, to achieving their freedom and independence as one of the methods, one of the key methods, right? The nation isn't about doing that. It's not about, okay, let's find out if we can be a nation, if they're going to let us be a nation. The Nation of Islam is more so like, God said we're a nation. So we don't need them to tell us whether we are or not, because based on their laws, we'll never be nothing.
Right.
So that's the nation's view of that. But their view of it is, well, if we're going to set up as a nation and receive the type of benefits and rights of the nation, which is why they usually ask you what your status is. It's one of the things. Are you, what did you claim your nationality?
Right.
What are you? You just can't say you're black. What nation are you a member of? What nation are you a part of? On this earth, so that you can be treated within the laws of the land.
Right.
Which has its point and it's in its place. But to say, back over here with the nation, that the nation is wrong because they're not waiting for them to tell them that they're a nation, that's insane.
Right.
Especially you got to think about the mindset of the people in the nation. God set that up. So if God set it up and they believe God set it up, they trust me, they not finna wait for what white folks say. Not finna happen. Right. The other thing, I just want to interject and I'm gonna come back again to the differences, is when you're talking about law, within the word law, in any definition, international law and local law, you're talking about law, there's the word or the words of enforcement. Law is just based on to lay down, which is basically a group of people get together and they say, okay, we're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Right. Because we think this is what's right. And we're going to enforce it.
Okay.
So that if the people don't obey it, we have a way to punish them for not obeying our rules. Right. That makes it a law, right? If you can't enforce it, it's not a law. If it can't be enforced, it's not a law, because inherent in the word law is enforcement. Any type of definition of it is going to say that are enforced. They have to be enforced. Who enforces international law? No one. No one. So if you're saying, hey, we want to, be within the realms of international law, but there's no one to enforce international law, what is it you're clinging to? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm sure they can come with some answers, because they're not unintelligent people. The MSTA, they smart people, but it's just the difference is there's a reason over here why the members of the Nation of Islam are not quick to run in that direction. You get what I'm saying? And I'm sure that, like I say, they have their reason why they're not quick to run in the other direction. Nation of Islam says we the Asiatic black man, black, that word black. Over here, black, scratch the word black. Black means death. Black is the signs of death, and black is not right. Black is an evil word. Okay, why is black an evil word? One, black is not a nationality. Black is a color. Right. So that you can't claim a nationality or allegiance to just black. You got to claim allegiance to land based on the laws and go back to that whole law thing.
Right.
They just saying, well, no, I'm just being descriptive of myself.
Right.
I am a black man. Or if I'm not literally black, I'm descended of those who were black. And there are people who are literally black as their eyebrows, black as their hair, where if you look at them, it look like the color of their hair runs straight into their skin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there are black people. You know, so anyway, there's that whole big discussion over whether black is the right word and all like that, and it really has nothing to for real do with nothing. It doesn't even mind if they feel they trying to find laws in the land that's going to help them do stuff, but once again, they should like, okay, the laws of the land, just don't mess with us while we over here building our own thing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So anyway, another one of the differences. Also, to my understanding, they don't have a dietary law. The nation, we got dietary law, how to eat to live. Right. Where we taught the right types of food to put in our mouth because you don't have a healthy body. Your mind can't be functioning on all cylinders. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So their way of finding out how to eat is once again going back to what kind of like what white people are saying in a sense. You know, where the nation, once again, a lot of that is just based on what Honorable Elijah Muhammad got from Master Fraud Muhammad, who within the nation, he was God in person at that time, who taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? So those are some of the differences. Now, I don't hate on my brothers. I'm with any organization that helps to get a black man from shooting folks, robbing folks, not taking care of his family, being evil and hated towards his people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Irresponsible. Anything that's taking him and flipping him into the right type of building, person, and having him be conscious about the condition of his people to where he's going to move to take care of his family and outwardly take care of his people. Right. I'm all for that. Right. I don't have to believe everything they say, but I gotta be for. I'm damn sure with that. Right. And if that's what they doing, I'm all for that.